Today, we're diving into a powerful topic that can transform your life, your career, your health, literally everything, and that's self-discipline. Now, this isn't always an easy conversation because self-discipline is a muscle many of us find challenging to build, but it's also the key to unlocking almost every goal that you set. We're going to break down why self-discipline is so tough, signs that you may need to work on it, why it's essential for any life transformation, and of course, how to build it with real-world examples and actionable steps. So why is self-discipline so hard for many of us? First, it's helpful to understand that our brains are wired for instant gratification. We live in a world that caters to it. Think about fast food, streaming services, social media, all these things that give us what we want right away. Self-discipline, however, requires delayed gratification, where you might make choices today and may not pay off for weeks, months, or even years. Another reason why self-discipline is challenging is that it often means saying no to things that we enjoy or feel comfortable doing. When you're trying to build a habit or work towards a goal, you're stepping outside your comfort zone, which triggers resistance. It's much easier to stick with what is familiar. Lastly, self-discipline requires self-awareness and self-control, two things that need constant practice and are uncomfortable to maintain over time. It's like working out. The more you train, the stronger you get, but it doesn't mean it stops being difficult. Now, before we go any further, let's take a moment to talk about some common misconceptions around self-discipline. Many people think that self-discipline is all about deprivation, that it means giving up what you love or being overly strict with yourself. But true self-discipline is actually about setting up a system that aligns with your goals and values. It's about designing an environment that makes it easier to make good choices, not harder. Another misconception is that self-discipline is purely about willpower. While willpower can get you started, it's not a long-term solution. Relying on willpower alone is exhausting because it's a limited resource. The key to lasting discipline isn't willpower, but creating habits and routines that become second nature. This shift can make self-discipline feel more accessible and sustainable. Finally, people often view self-discipline as a personality trait, something that you either have or you don't. But in reality, it's a skill that anyone can develop with practice. Once you break down these misconceptions, self-discipline becomes less about restriction and more about self-alignment. Let's talk about some of the signs of weak self-discipline. Recognizing these in yourself is actually a good thing. It's the first step towards strengthening that muscle. Here are 5 common signs. 1, procrastination. You frequently delay tasks, often waiting until the last minute to complete them, which leads to stress and subpar results. 2, inconsistent effort. You start projects or habits, but rarely follow through. You might start a new diet, a workout plan, or a skill, but after a week or two, your motivation fades. 3, impulse decisions. You find yourself acting on impulse rather than on intention. Maybe you spend more than you intended, or you eat junk food when you know you want to be healthier. 4, low tolerance for discomfort. If you avoid discomfort, physical, mental, or emotional, it's often a sign of weak self-discipline. Growth requires some level of discomfort, whether that's waking up early, pushing through a workout, or studying hard. And number 5, lack of focus on long-term goals. If you tend to focus on short-term pleasure or convenience over long-term goals, it might mean you are struggling with self-discipline. If any of these resonate with you, don't be discouraged. These are common challenges for everyone. And this is good because with effort, self-discipline can be developed and improved. Now, why is self-discipline so essential when it comes to transforming your life? Self-discipline is, in many ways, the engine that drives change. It's what keeps you going when motivation fades, which, let's be honest, it always does at some point. If you have a big goal, whether it's launching a business, getting into the best shape of your life, improving relationships, or building financial freedom, Self-discipline is what bridges the gap between where you are and where you want to be. It allows you to stay consistent, which is the real secret to achieving anything significant. Moreover, self-discipline builds self-trust. When you stick to commitments, you build confidence in yourself. You know that you can count on yourself to show up even when it's tough. That self-trust is incredibly powerful, and it spills over into every area of your life. Without self-discipline, it's difficult to create meaningful change. You are essentially leaving your success up to chance, hoping you'll feel motivated every day, which is unreliable. But with discipline, you're making a commitment that is independent of how you feel in the moment. Now, here's something that most people often don't talk about, and that's the role of self-compassion in self-discipline. Often we think of self-discipline as being hard on ourselves, pushing ourselves no matter what, but the truth is self-compassion is a critical part of the sustainable self-discipline. If you're constantly beating yourself up over small slip-ups, you are likely to feel discouraged and you'll want to quit. Self-compassion allows you to see setbacks as part of the process, not as failures. For example, if you miss a workout or you stray away from your diet, instead of thinking, I failed, so I might as well just give up, you can say, I made a mistake, but I can get back on track. This mindset is key because it helps you get up and keep going instead of letting one misstep spiral into more. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. So as you work on building self-discipline, remember to be kind to yourself and celebrate the small wins. Self-compassion keeps you in the game long term. Now, let's talk about the practical side, how to actually build self-discipline. Here are some proven strategies that I have found to work. Start small. Begin with one small habit that you can commit to daily. This could be as simple as drinking a glass of water first thing in the morning or reading one page of a book. Small wins build momentum and confidence, which then fuel bigger changes. Set clear goals. Self-discipline needs a direction. Identify your why and make your goals crystal clear. Write them down, visualize them, and keep them top of mind. Use a reward system. Our brains respond well to rewards, so use them to your advantage. Set small rewards for achieving milestones. For example, if you exercise every day for a week, treat yourself to something you enjoy that aligns with your goals. Practice delayed gratification. Try building up your tolerance for waiting by practicing delayed gratification. When you feel an urge to check your phone or grab a snack, wait 5 minutes. Over time, you'll strengthen your ability to resist the impulses. Create accountability. Share your goals with someone you trust or find an accountability partner. Knowing that someone else is aware of your commitment can make it easier to stick with it. Plan for obstacles. Anticipate the challenges you might face and plan around them. If you know you'll be tired after work, prepare everything for your workout in advance. Having a plan helps you stay disciplined when obstacles arise. Build a routine. Discipline is easier when you don't have to think about every action. Routines eliminate decision fatigue, so make certain habits automatic by embedding them into your daily routine. Resources that will help you create better self-discipline is my Master Your Minute video course. This is a 4-day free video course with a custom workbook that helps you identify and prioritize tasks, design your day around them, and create effective boundaries, thus helping you create strong self-discipline. Over 3,800 students have gone through it. Sign up via the link in the description. As you start building self-discipline, it's important to be aware of the common pitfalls. One of the biggest mistakes people make is trying to change too much at once. If you overload yourself with new habits, you are setting yourself up for burnout. Instead, focus on 1 or 2 key habits at a time. Another pitfall is relying only on motivation. Motivation comes and goes, so discipline has to be stronger. Create a plan that works even when you're not feeling motivated. Lastly, avoid unrealistic expectations. Progress takes time, so be patient with yourself and avoid comparing yourself to others. Self-discipline is a personal journey, and what works for one person may not work for another. Self-discipline may be difficult, but it also can be incredibly rewarding. It's the foundation that allows you to build the life you want and it's accessible to all of us with practice and patience. Remember, self-discipline isn't about perfection or deprivation. It's about creating a life that aligns with your goals, values, and potential. Every small effort that you put in adds up, building momentum over time. So start with one small step, stay consistent, and be kind to yourself along the way. As you strengthen this muscle, you'll not only reach your goals, but also develop a deep sense of self-trust and confidence. Thank you for tuning in today. Hope this episode gives you a fresh perspective and some practical steps to begin building more discipline in your life. Until next time, stay focused, stay intentional, and remember, you have the power to transform your life one discipline choice at a time.